this is a CASA worker, a court-appointed special advocate, working with the courts, if you don't know what a CASA is. And this CASA worker has a 16-month-old child and his young mother that she's working with in her case. This young lady has endured a terrible childhood riddled with neglect from her own drug-addicted parents, as well as sexual abuse within and outside her family, and substance abuse, all of which has culminated in her attempting to take her own life 2 times in the last year. In working with my CASA supervisor, we are actively searching for a resource that can help her begin a long path of healing from her trauma, abuse, and neglect that has haunted her from birth, and hopefully to a new life with all the positive opportunities it can offer. Any thoughts or suggestions to guide us to such resources would be appreciated. Okay, this young mother has a lot of healing to do. And what we know is that parents who've been subjected to neglect and abuse in their own childhood tend to, without treatment, tend to not be emotionally available to their children, especially a baby. And a baby is so dependent on the parent that the needs of the child is not getting met if the mom is not emotionally involved with this child. And we have to have some compassion for parents like this, because they've been victims and they didn't do this to themselves. So we have to have some compassion for this young mom. And so finding some resources in your community, and we're probably going to say this over and over again in this discussion, is find a good trauma therapist, also a good psychiatrist that may be able to help her with some of her anxiety or depression, that would help calm that down enough where she can actually be therapy ready. Also supports in the home for this young mom, parenting classes, some kind of parent coaching, which is something that Denver Therapy offers, is through our therapists here to help families to navigate some difficult times and difficult behaviors. So, Bev, do you want to add more to that?
Yes, a little bit, not a lot, but it says guidance and resources. So those would be great resources. If they're looking for financial resources, since this young woman has been traumatized and victimized, I would reach out to victims compensation and see if she could get some financial support for her therapy. That would be one way to go. And I know a lot of the counties do the in-home support. That's great. And it doesn't mention anything about the grandparents, but the other thing we do is grandparent coaching, because we have many families where grandparents are now raising the children. So we're happy to help those folks too.